These days, we are constantly being bombarded by marketing messages and advertisements telling us that there's something new that we need that will make us a better version of ourselves. Otherwise, we're not keeping up or we're not good enough. Smart marketers know how human psychology works, and they use it to their advantage to appeal to our inner fears in a way that creates an impulsive reaction to shop. So, impulse shopping, which is when we buy something emotionally and instinctively without really taking the time to consider whether we really need it or not, can happen very easily. In today's video, I wanted to share some simple tips with you on how you can avoid impulse shopping. These are things that work for me, and so I hope you find them helpful. My first tip is to just try not to look in the first place. During the pandemic, it's pretty easy to stay out of busy shopping malls, but most ads these days are served to us digitally right in the palm of our hand, while we're surfing the web or scrolling through social media, and we're spending more time attached to our devices than ever. So if you want to avoid impulse shopping, it's best to unfollow brands on social media, unsubscribe from newsletters that tempt you with sales and special one-day offers, and unfollow people that you want to stop comparing yourself to. Just reducing your screen time overall has many other health and wellness benefits aside from reducing the impulse to shop. My second tip is to practice gratitude. A common practice is to write down 3 things that you're grateful for every day. Doing this will cultivate a sense of thankfulness and contentment in your own life so that you realize that you already have everything that you need and that you don't need anything else to feel better than you do already. My third tip is to shop your closet. When we wear our clothes often enough, we can become bored with them and they can start to feel a little stale. Give your closet a refresh without purchasing anything new by finding new ways to wear what you already have. I get a lot of inspiration for this from Pinterest, and I like to create new outfits that I haven't worn before in my Stylebook app to remember for later. You could also upcycle old clothing that you're not wearing as much anymore into something that feels new, maybe by adding some embroidery or dyeing in a new color. But the point here is to find some ways to make what you already have feel new and exciting again, whether that's through finding new ideas and inspiration or just getting creative. That brings me to my fourth tip, which is to cultivate creativity in your life. A lot of the time we shop because we're bored. You can satisfy that inner boredom or need for something new by creating instead of consuming, whether that's making art, music, writing, cooking, or doing crafts. Hobbies can be just as fulfilling and rewarding, if not more so, than buying new things. You can also continue to consume, but in more productive and positive ways. Some examples of this might be reading, listening to podcasts, watching a good documentary, getting out for a walk in nature, or looking at art, whatever makes you feel the most fulfilled and content. My fifth tip to avoid impulse shopping is to keep a wish list. I've personally found this a very helpful way to consider my purchases more thoroughly and make sure that I really want them. I like to use Pinterest to save links, but you can also just use pen and paper or save it on your phone, whatever works for you. And whenever you come across something that you want, add it to your wish list instead of purchasing it straight away. You can come back to it in a few weeks or months and see if you'd still like it. Also, if you come across something that's not already on your wish list, you'll know that you don't need it and that you shouldn't buy it. So in that way, it helps keep you from making impulsive purchases. My sixth and final tip is actually one for after you've made an impulse purchase. So if you make a mistake, don't ever feel like you can't go back on that decision. Make the effort to return it, even if it may be inconvenient. If it's something you can't return, you can try to resell it on a platform like Poshmark or Depop, give it to a local consignment store, or pass it on to a friend or family member who you know will make use out of it. As a last resort, you can also donate it. If you're regretting a purchase, it's important to remove it from your life because if you hang on to it, those feelings can fester and become really uncomfortable. Also, if it's not something you need, it can probably be better used somewhere else. I hope that you found these tips helpful, and I'd love to hear how you avoid making impulse purchases in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it and also subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.